Hey everybody, welcome to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I am Eric. On the bar today for review, not a malt, but a bourbon. New Riff, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, bottled in bond. As always here on the channel, I will give you a nose taste finish review of this bourbon. I'll tell you a bit about the value, give you my final thoughts, a final score, leave you with a malt musing. But first, if you've yet to, take a second, hit subscribe. That way you will not miss any of my reviews coming up, which you will find every Friday here on the channel. So, New Riff, pretty young distillery. They have only been around since 2014, coming out of Kentucky, the greater Cincinnati area. And interesting thing about New Riff, they are independently owned. So they are not tied to any multinational big corporations in any way. They do everything in-house themselves. And they also release all of their stuff bottled in bond. So what's interesting about that, for those who don't know, Bottled in Bond Act goes way back to the late 1800s. Basically what it means nowadays, 4 years old, made in one distillery season, made at one distillery, and 50% ABV, and aged in a warehouse that has federal supervision. So you know you're getting quality stuff here if you see Bottled in Bond on the bottle. Okay, here's what else we got to say. So as for the mash bill on this bourbon, it is a high rye mash bill. So you're looking at 65% corn, 30% rye, 5% malted barley. They say our high rye bourbon is bottled in bond without chill filtration, exceeding the world's highest quality standard for spirits set forth by the 1897 Bottled in Bond Act. So you're also getting a non-chill filtered bourbon here, which is always great. You're going to get a much better mouthfeel. So this has to be aged minimum 4 years. It does say on here this was distilled in the spring of 2015 and bottled in the spring of 2019. So we can assume this is pretty much a 4-year-old bourbon. Yeah, it says right here, aged at least 4 years. So it might be a little bit older stuff in here too. They do use a sour mash style as well. And yep, 50% ABV. So here's what the bottle looks like. Pretty sleek, modern looking bottle. They do emboss Bottled in Bond in without chill filtration right on the bottle here. So pretty good looking bottle. But as we know, it's what's inside that counts. So let's get this in the glass. Black cork. Since it's a bourbon, we know that there has been no artificial coloring added to this bourbon, so show you what the color looks like here. That's what we're looking at. Pretty nice, relatively dark color for only 4 years old. Okay, let's get into this stuff. Okay, right away in the nose. Dark, dense, oaky. It's got a nice amount of spice. 35% of this mash bill is rye, so not too surprising on that. Yeah, this is a really kind of musty, dark bourbon. Also getting some of those similar traditional bourbon notes, vanilla, toffee, hint of chocolate. There's a little fruit note too. It's like cherry. Smells good. We'll give it a taste. Right away on the arrival, kind of a medium to light body, but then it really picks up. Oak char, dark caramel, big time. It moves in as it develops, you get the spice. That rye spice is there, but it's rounded really nice, kind of like a vanilla cream root beer cola kind of thing. The rye spice is there, but yeah, like I said, I mean, it's sweet. It gives this a lot of body and some spice, but it's not too spicy in any way. So it goes into the finish, medium finish. Left with vanilla, caramel, a little bit of chocolate. That rye spice is kind of faded away. Nothing really more with that fruit note that I picked up on the nose. This is just a really dark, barrel-driven, rich, sweet, and spicy bourbon. Really enjoyable. Let's put a little bit of water on this. See what else we get out of it. 50% ABV, 100 proof, so I'm gonna put about a teaspoon on here. All right. Okay, so the nose changed quite dramatically, I can tell already. Addition of water, the rye spice kicks up. Well, if you just nosed this after water, you'd think this was a rye whiskey. Corn, the sweet corn note is in the background now, playing really nice with the rye spice. There's a slight malted milk ball, the candy. Slight note of that in here too. And that cola note. Picking that up again, even more on the nose now. Wow, like it. Another taste here. With the addition of water, the rye spice, that punchy rye spice that we got, trying it neat has taken a little bit of a step back. Now, much more of a balanced delivery. Rival is still kind of light and sweet, deceptively light. Then you get the big hit, caramel, oak spice, oak char, vanilla cream, toffee. Really enjoyable. The rye spice is still there, but again, it's definitely taken a back seat, getting more assertive. There's a slight, again, that malted milk ball kind of cherry cola note. Not really any fruit notes coming through this that I can put my finger on now. Finish is still in that medium range, pretty nice for only a 4-year-old bourbon. Getting a bit of, again, vanilla, light caramel, toffee. Hangs on pretty well. Good stuff. Here's one more look at the bottle. You can pick up a bottle of the new Riff Kentucky Straight Bourbon bottled in bond for about in that $35 to $45 range. So a little bit pricier than your average kind of introductory shelf bourbon and lower price than a premium. So it kind of falls right in that middle range. It's definitely not an exclusive whiskey. Availability may vary, but I think all in all, the value on this is solid. I think you're getting a really well put together bourbon here. It's got a good amount of flavor, good amount of spice, especially if you're into rye whiskeys. This one's definitely not going to disappoint. And it comes in at a reasonable price. So, final thoughts here. As an introductory whiskey coming out of New Riff, or this is their introductory bourbon, I should say, this is a great one. I'm really, really enjoying it. I look forward to trying other stuff that they're putting out. Like I said, they've been releasing, they have a single barrel bourbon. They have a barrel proof bourbon. They also have some ryes. I'm really excited to try other stuff they're putting out. I think they're making really good stuff. And at a price that honestly falls kind of right in line with those mid-shelf bourbons, maybe just a hair more. But you're supporting an independent bottler. They're putting out a good bourbon. So I think my score on this, I'm going to give this a solid 3.5 out of 5, which is I definitely recommend trying this. And if you find this bottle at a good price, especially in that 40 or below, grab yourself one. You're definitely not going to be disappointed. Okay, y'all. So that is my review of New Riff Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey bottled in bond. As I mentioned before, if you've yet to, do hit subscribe, and we will see you next week here on Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. Off to your malt musing. Catch you next time. Cheers.